Hey, this is Brandon with Lean on Him Consulting, and welcome to another installment of our brand analysis series. Today, let's talk about a something that I love to practice in the marketplace. It's not easy to do, but let's talk about why givers, having a giver's mentality, why givers outperform takers in business. All right, so listen, once again, as I've said before, we've developed this content for passionate, driven, and gifted entrepreneurs just like yourself. And again, we already know that you're going to pursue your path of success and you're going to figure out how to do it. All right. Our job and our goal of creating this content is that we hope to simply accelerate that process for you. That's all we want to do. Is if we can get you there where you're already going anyway, if we can get you there faster and get out of your way, that's what we want to do. And so today, I need to cover this particular point here. This is something I've come across in the marketplace and in business, in board meetings, and just different client meetings in the field. Just a lot of things that I've observed over the years. So the thing is, again, why givers outperform takers in business? You said, well, I really am not familiar with the giver's mentality, or even if you are or not, doesn't matter. You'll be able to understand this in a little as we progress. Here's a few things that givers understand. Givers understand no one naturally cares about what you do. All right. Whether you understand the giver's mentality or taker's mentality or whatever mentality, here's the bottom line. Givers understand no one naturally cares about what you do. What does that mean? As you go about life, here's the thing to think about. What is the average person? What's the average person's favorite words to hear? Think about that for a second. What's the average person's favorite words to hear? Guess what? It's their own name. All right. So if that's the case, next question is, what's the average person's favorite subject to discuss? You probably figured it out by now. It's themselves. That's right, yourself. You like to think about you and you love hearing your own name. Don't deny it. You know it. We all do, because we're consumed. Not, it's not in a selfish way. So understand that we just naturally think about ourselves and we love to hear our own name. That's why buildings are named after people. That's why cities are named after people. That's why monuments are named. You can't go anywhere in society and not see some kind of a name association affiliated with a building or something. So there's a reason for that. It's because we place a lot of value on our names and the subject matter. We want to be remembered for something great, if you will. And so givers understand that if you come about with your amazing idea and your amazing project, that's you. But guess what? I'd like to hear me, and I don't like to hear about you. Not as much. I may like to hear about you, but not as much as I like to hear about me. So we givers already have gone through that process. They already understand that. All right. Takers try to superimpose their value onto others, assuming that they'll just get excited as them. So if you don't even understand that no one naturally cares about what you do and you're a taker, you'll just go about life just trying to shove your value onto other people, and you're excited about it. And so you'll assume that everybody else should be just as excited about it. And that's not the case. All right. Here's another thing that givers understand. Givers understand that they should lead with interest, intense interest, and curiosity. Now, this is in a business context. Lead with intense interest and curiosity. All right. What does that actually mean? This means we intentionally engage others with conversation to learn about them, not about how much we can sell them, but them as people. Because at the end of the day, we're people. We're not products and services. Yes, you may be able to sell me your products and services, but here's the thing. We all know what it feels like to go into a business, to be on a call, be in the middle of a conversation with someone when you can tell that they are looking past you and they are only looking at the invoice that they can send you or the product that they can sell you. All right. So we understand exactly what this is talking about. But instead, we should lead with interest and curiosity toward the actual person. What happens then is we naturally become more curious without trying to pivot them into a sale. Again, we're adults. If you've been in business for 10 minutes or 10 years, you know what that feels like. And so you want to be more naturally curious, which means that, first of all, you're listening. You actually are listening. We've had conversations with people where you can tell that they're there and their ears are working, but they're not listening. They're just waiting for their opportunity to expand their ego and tell you again about how much you need to purchase their product or listen to what they have to say and what the things that they've accomplished. And that's really not a long-term effective strategy in the marketplace. So here's another thing that givers understand. Givers understand that it's better to think long-term with every interaction. Every interaction. What does that mean? Let me make it more specific to you. I'm gonna challenge you with this. For every person you meet, whether you sell them something or not, I challenge you to think about and actually tell people, hey, I'm trying to challenge myself to think 5 years down the line with everybody I meet. Meaning, what are the things that I can accomplish with you professionally within the next 5 years? What that does is it slows your energy down to where you're not trying to rush to hurry up and sell them something and actually see the person. This means that I'm actually curious about what your interests are professionally, who you are, the things that you are working on, who your target audience is, what your company is about, so that I can get to know you as a person. Guess what? People appreciate that. And look, the marketplace is to blame for this. Because everybody spends so much time trying to sell people products, they will be blown away by the fact that most people will. They'll be appreciative, at least, by the fact that you actually want to get to know them on a professional level with not a huge incentive to get something out of it. I'm just interested in people and I have a long-term thought process about it. Okay. So you want to develop that mindset to think long-term with every interaction. Here's the thing though, takers mainly see the invoice. And as soon as they see a connection between what you need and what they have, oh my goodness, they're salivate. You can almost see it on their facial expression. And I'm sure you've seen that happen before. They mainly see the invoice and they aggressively look to make the sale. They practice all their ways of overcoming objections and all that stuff. What you don't realize is that you disarm a person much quicker by actually being interested in them as opposed to learning all those ways to overcome objections. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to overcome any. It just means that you may do a little bit better by thinking long-term and interacting with them in a little bit more cordial manner. So as a result, givers see the person and their professional attributes. In business, you have no reason to care about anyone else's professional attributes unless you actually want to show that you care about the person. And so people will pick up on that and notice it. So the fourth and final thing is givers understand that you should focus on adding value to others, not just trying to make up value that you think is valuable, but value that's valuable to others. What does all that mean? That's a lot of value. That means if I love oranges and I say, you know what, I'm going to give you an orange because I want to give you value. Well, have I given you value? Nope. Because what if you're allergic to oranges? I haven't given you value. I've actually made you sick. I made you feel worse. Why? Because I just assumed that you would like oranges because I like them. Givers don't do that. Givers take the time to focus on how they can add value to you, which means they have to listen. They have to actually engage in conversation with you and figure out what your interests are and what your needs are on a deeper level professionally. And they focus on ways to add value. And at the end of the day, they're also become okay with adding value, even if it doesn't add a sale in that moment, because that's not what it's about. These principles that I'm talking about, this is a lifestyle. This isn't something you do just at one event. And guess what? As you make it a part of your lifestyle, you'll have certain things that you'll pick up on and notice. You'll see your opportunities when you can make a sale. Because I'm not just saying all this stuff. You just walk around about life and business and just things just flow to you. No, you still have to be a professional business person. But I'm sharing with you about a lifestyle and a philosophy about doing things that makes it easier for people when you actually are interacting with them and you want to do business with them. They get a better sense that you care about them, and it makes them more comfortable with doing business with you. All right. On the other hand, takers only concern themselves with taking value from you. The more value that they see you have to offer, the more they want to grasp it and take it from you for their benefit. All right. And that shows up in so many different ways. But at the end of the day, these are the reasons why givers outperform takers in business. Sure, if you're a taker and you're aggressive and you love that, fine by me. Continue to do it if that's what works for you. But it's not a great long-term strategy. You'll look up and you won't be able to have expansive relationships with business relationships with people. I have business relationships with clients who I've upgraded to strategic partners. I've started companies with these individuals. Why? Because I was thinking long term. It's very difficult to do that with people who feel like you took advantage of them or you just saw an invoice out of them. You've done business with them, they have buyer's remorse, or you did business with them and they say, you know what, I bought from him, but I'm not buying anything else and I don't want to do anything else with them. I'll just get my product and leave. That's all you are to them. That's all they are to you, is a transaction. Well, if that's what you want, then that's fine. But givers ultimately, in my professional opinion, will outperform takers in business by following these four principles. And so with that being said, if you are in business and you want to develop a giver's mentality, you saw these four that we covered today, but you want to learn more on how to effectively implement it in your business today, immediately, and following in a long-term process, and see how it works for yourself and learn how to win more often, why don't you visit our website at www.lohcstrategy.com and book a session with us today. You can visit the link in the description below for further instructions. And remember, when you grow, your business grows.